Hello, wrestling fans. I watched the pay-per-view today, Halloween Havoc for WCW 1998. I think about doing a video where I'm going to watch an old WCW event or something like that, and get my thoughts on it and the matches and let you know below how it went. Well, I just like WCW, and this is a pay-per-view I never saw. The opening match was Chris Jericho, took on Raven for the television championship was on the line. Jericho was the current champion. This is the point of Raven's career when he just lost the Flock to Perry Saturn, where he had to disband the group. And his career was at the point now where every match he wrestled, somebody had a finisher of a submission, like Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, William Regal, stuff like that. He'll lose quickly. Like he won't even try to get out of the hold. Jericho quickly applied the Lion Tamer. Back then, he wasn't known as the Walls of Jericho. The submission was called the Lion Tamer. Raven actually got a rope break. Raven slingshot Jericho into the corner. Jericho turned around. Raven went for the even flow DDT. Jericho low blowed him right in front of the referee. But this was Nick Patrick. And Nick Patrick was the corrupted referee that was NWO at the time. And he always let low blows, stuff like that happen in the matches. That was cool. Jericho low blowed him. Clotheslined him down. Raven got right back up. Belly to belly suplexed him. Jericho got up. Delivered belly to belly suplex of their own. Went outside. Raven sent him to the steel steps. Jericho got up, sent him into a barricade, rolled him back in the ring. Lion sawed off the ropes. Lion Tamer. Raven quickly tapped out. Jericho retained his television championship. I like the television title cool as well in WCW because that stipulation was you had to defend it twice a month, which was one episode Nitro, or episode of Thunder, and then on the pay-per-view. And if you didn't, you were stripped of the championship. That was cool. Next up, we had Raph, which many of you may not know this. He was Adam Bomb back in WWF days before he was released. He came to WCW in 1998 known as Raph. He was undefeated. Never did nothing with his career. He just basically took off the goggles and changed his name to Raph. He took on Ming. I liked Ming. Ming was awesome. Ming will whoop your ass. Raph would deliver shoulder tackles, top rope clothesline, knees to the guts in the corner, clotheslines, powerbomb. Ming would just keep getting up. Like, nothing was phasing this guy. The Ming hit like that open hand palm strike, uppercut, super kick, sidewalk slam, backbreaker. Raph delivered a pump handle slam into a jackhammer and actually remained undefeated. That kept Ming down enough for a free count. Then he exited the ring and Ming got up and he was pissed off because he just lost. That was a good match. I just wish it would have went longer than it did. Next up was Billy Kidman came out and said he's refusing to defend his Cruiserweight Championship between Disco Inferno and the Juice, Juventud Guerrera, and a triple threat. So he went to WCW Authority higher-ups and got the match changed to one-on-one, and the winner would face him later on in the show. So we had Disco Inferno, who at this time in his career was trying to become an NWO Wolfpack member. And Kevin Nash said if you keep winning matches and stuff, eventually you would get a membership of the group. He took on the Juice, Juventud Guerrero, and Cruiserweight matchup. Wow, what a match. Friggin' Disco sent Juvie just flying out of that ring with a monkey flip. Juvie landed hard on the outside. Disco went after him, rolled him in the ring, delivered a series of clotheslines, stumps in the corner, and every time Disco would do a move, he would start doing the disco dance. I love that. Top rope elbow drop, disco dance. Scoop slam, disco dance. Stumps in the corner, like Stone Cold style, disco dancing when he was doing it. Juvie fought back with a series of snap hurricanranas, jump up famouser, sent him on the outside, face planted him on the outside, rolled him in the ring, delivered a top rope leg drop. Disco had enough. Power driver Juvie. Juvie was out. Disco firm picked up the win. Then we had an NWO segment. Hulk Hogan came out with Eric Bischoff. And they showed clips of when in WCW the night show before the pay-per-view. Horace Hogan, which was his cousin, lost the match against the Ultimate Warrior. So Hogan kicked him out of the NWO Black and White, beat the crap out of him with a steel chair, and told him he was out of the group. And then Scott Steiner and the Giant. I forgot Big Show when he was in WCW as the Giant in NWO. He kept smoking. Like, he always smoked during his matches or during the segments. That was hilarious. He lit up a cigarette, started smoking, and he says, Tonight, we'll challenge Rick Steiner to Buff Bagwell. He's like, we'll kick your asses, keep our belts, walk away, NWO for life. That was awesome, puffing on smoke. So, that match was made. That was a bonus match on the pay-per-view that wasn't announced. Was Scott Steiner and the Big Show defending the tag team championships against Rick Steiner and Buff Bagwell. That was the point in WCW where Bagwell, Rick Steiner, an episode of Nitro or Thunder, I can't remember which one, delivered his top rope bulldog finisher. Buff Bagwell broke his neck. Was out of action for almost a year and a half. He came back, and he kept, like, 1 week he'd be NWO. The next week he'd be Team with Rick Steiner. The next week he'd be NWO, like, back and forth. And Rick Steiner kept trying to get after his brother Scott Steiner when he betrayed him and joined the NWO at this time. So they had a tag team title match. Rick Steiner started off with the Giant. Giant just destroyed him. Scott Steiner tagged in, just had his way with his brother, beating him up. Finally, Rick Steiner fought back, clotheslined both guys down, tagged in Buff. Buff got in. This time he betrayed Rick Steiner, where the previous time he would help him win a match. This time he DDT'd him down and left the ring. Just walked right away. Rick Steiner ended up having a 2-on-1 handicap match against the NWO. They just destroyed him. But Rick Steiner pulled off the victory with a top rope bulldog on the Big Show. He won the tag team championships. Then, pure stipulation from J.J. Dillon, after that, he finally got to face Scott Steiner one-on-one for 15 minutes. Scott Steiner did not want nothing to do with Rick Steiner. Rick went right after him, punch Fury in the corner, suplexes, clotheslines, top rope bulldog, just destroyed his brother. And then Scott delivered the low blow and found Nick Patrick. Then Scott Steiner delivered another low blow. Then ground pound attacked Rick. Started trash talking him. Rick Steiner started fighting back. Then suddenly, a person dressed up with one of those like president masks you put over your face jumped the barricade alongside NWO Stevie Ray. Slapjack to Nick Patrick. Slapjack to Rick Steiner, and it was Buff Bagwell. Rick kicked out of it. Scott Steiner's like, okay, fine. I'll put you on the top rope, deliver a Frankensteiner. Rick Steiner kicked out of that. Scott Steiner at this point was getting furious. Finally, Rick Steiner rolled him up 1, 2, 3. Rick Steiner finally pinned his brother in 1998 to end that 1-year rivalry. Because that thing went along almost a whole full year. Honestly, wow, that was a good feud. Like, every month, Rick would try to face Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner would come out on a pay-per-view or Nitro and that, so you have to fight out a member of the NWO. If you won, you're going to face me, and Rick will actually lose the match. So Rick Steiner finally got his win over his brother. That was cool. Next up, make sure I didn't keep in order here what's going on in matches. Oh, Saturn destroyed Lodi. That was a quick match. Fit Finlay took on Alex Wright. I liked Alex Wright. He was cool. I liked him a lot. This matchup, this feud was when you found out Fit Finlay retired Alex Wright's father. Alex Wright's father was a wrestler, apparently. The storyline was he retired him. Alex Wright wanted payback against Fit Finlay. He destroyed Fit Finlay. Uppercut, scoop slams, just destroyed him. Alex Wright easily won that match. It was like 3 minutes long if you're lucky. Finlay got maybe a couple uppercuts in, but it was all Alex Wright. Just destroyed Fit Finlay. Cruiserweight title matchup. Billy Kidman defending against the number 1 contender, Disco Inferno. Disco did this signature scoop slam, disco dance, stumps in the corner, disco dance, top rope elbow drop, disco dance, atomic drop, disco dance. He atomic drop Kidman again, started doing the disco dance. Kidman blasted him in the face with a drop kick. That was hilarious. Jump up X Factor on the outside. Hurricanrana in the ring. Sent Billy Kidman flying out of that ring. Kidman went way out of that ring, halfway up the stage, rampway. How much airtime he had. Disco elbow shots to the back, forearms to the back, kept Billy Kidman grounded. Kidman fought back, super kick, clotheslines, moonsaults, X Factor, shooting star press, retained his Cruiserweight Championship. That was good. Next up was Outsider versus Outsider. NWO Wolfpack's Kevin Nash took on NWO Black and White Scott Hall. This was when Scott Hall's point of his career in 1998. He was drinking, started, having the alcoholic problems, and WCW Bischoff used that to cause ratings. Which afterwards, when WCW went out of business, in Bischoff's book and stuff, he wrote that I felt bad afterwards using Scott Hall's real life alcoholic problems as a part of a storyline. He felt terrible afterwards for doing that. So I did it for the ratings, which was working. This feud came about when Scott Hall pretended he left Hulk Hogan's NWO Black and White, joined the Wolfpack, and then when Scott Hall won the tag team titles, the very first title defense, Scott Hall cost him the titles. Found out all along he was a part of NWO Black and White. The match started before the match started. Scott Hall threw supposedly it was beer in the face of Kevin Nash. Punches, like a dozen right hands, microphone to the face. Kevin Nash was busted open at this point. Scott Hall just kept drilling him with right hands. Like, holy shit, he was smoking his ass with those punches. Then Nash got up and said, "Is that the best you got?" Finally, the referee rang the bell. Nash delivered the sidewalk slam. Knees to the gut, like a dozen knees to the gut at once to Scott Hall. And he says, "You want another one? You want another one?" Scott Hall was smoking the game with right hands. Then he got hold of the microphone. He said, "Hey, yo, how's it feel getting ass kicked by the superior outsider?" That didn't sit well with Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash big booed him in the face. And I mean, jackknife powerbomb the holy hell of Scott Hall. Delivered a second jackknife powerbomb. Then he looked at Scott and says, "You know what? I beat your ass. I'm happy with what I did. You want the win so badly? There you go." And he purposely got counted out. Throughout years, people kept saying like who had the best power bombs. People were saying Sid Vicious. People were saying Gunther now has the best power bomb. I agree. Gunther's power bombs are amazing. Adam Bomb had a power bomb. Raph, when he was WCW, did a power bomb that was very good. But overall, man, Kevin Nash's power bombs were decimating. Like they were friggin'. When he power bombed your ass, you weren't getting up. Kevin Nash's power bombs. So overall, throughout the whole entire year, wrestling characters, superstars that did the power bombs, Kevin Nash by far was the most dominant power bombs. Now you got Gunther's. Next up, we have Bret the Hitman Hart defending his United States Championship against Wolfpack Sting. Bret Hart had turned heel when he first came to WCW, joined up with the NWO Black and White, so technically this was the NWO versus NWO matchup. Bret Hart kept trying to get Sting. By the way, I loved when he wore that red and black face paint. That was awesome. Try to get him to come up on the stage before the match started because NWO members were waiting there to ambush Sting. Sting wasn't falling for it. So finally, the referee rang the bell. Bret Hart got in the ring, rushed the leg sweep Sting down, worked on the leg. Sting fought back, atomic drops, clothesline, strike combo. Bret Hart fought back, backbreaker, headbutts to the back, forearm shots to the back. Kept headbutting Sting. Sting would fight back, top rope splash. Sting would splash to the corner. Locked in the scorpion lock. Bret Hart got a hold of the ropes for rope break. Sting let go at 4. Sting grabbed hold of Bret Hart. Bret Hart low blowed Sting. The referee did not see it. Bret Hart then clotheslined him down with a series of clotheslines, keeping Sting down. Sting fought back, and at this point, when Sting went for the Stinger splash to the corner, the referee got ref bumped. I thought that was funny. The poor referee went down. The Bret Hart's like, referee's down. Leg drop of the referee, keep him down. Then he kept attacking Sting, thumbing him in the eye, raking him in the eyes, like dragging his face across the ropes, keeping Sting grounded, doing dirty tactics. The Sting fought back, and all this the referee still laid out. And Sting went for a first Stinger splash in the corner when he connected. But he knocked himself out. And like he hit his face when he hit that ring post, the top of the ring post, his face smacked like that. Just a whiplash. He was knocked out. He was just laying on those ropes. He was knocked right out. Bret Hart didn't know what to do. You could watch him like, oh shit, like Sting, hello, wake up here, man. Like, what am I supposed to do? Bret Hart decided to grab the baseball bat, wallop Sting with it, locked in the sharpshooter. At this point, the referee came to, rang for the bell because Sting's arm came down for the third time, and still United States champion was Bret Hart. They actually had to carry Sting out in a stretcher after that match. And I read online, Sting knocked himself out by mistake. Some props to Bret Hart coming up with an idea what to do. During the match of that, and they continued the feud. Man, I remember that time Nitro when like Wolfpack was fighting NWO backstage. They were brawling with like Stevie Ray, the Giant, Scott Steiner, Vincent, Hulk Hogan in a locker room, and Sting just left the locker room and he went looking just for Bret Hart. He found Bret Hart in the hallway and Sting just unloaded on him. That was cool. I just love that. Like, Lex Luger's like, hey man, where you going? They're fighting like he's fighting the Giant. And Sting's like, here, toss him the baseball bats. I'm going after Bret's ass. I'm going to go find him. That was awesome. I remember the episode of Nitro. Next up was supposed to be a great match. It wasn't. Hulk Hogan against the Ultimate Warrior. They built this match up in 1998 when Ultimate Warrior returned with all the smoke coming through a door from under the ring. That's how he kept exiting, entering the ring during matches. I remember that door thing came back to bite Eric Bischoff in the ass because during Fall Brawl in 1998 War Games where they had the two-sided ring, wrestlers were wrestled one ring, not the other. I noticed during that pay-per-view, I remember they always kept wrestling on one side of the ring and not the other, because the other ring had the door built into it. While British Bulldog Jim the Neville Neidhart had a match with Disco Inferno and Alex Wright on that pay-per-view, which was the opening match, I believe. And every time British Bulldog got body slammed or dropped on the mat, the doorknob was spray painted around like the Fall Brawl tank, so you really couldn't see the doorknob. But that caused so much back injury damage to British Bulldog's back, because he kept getting slammed on the doorknob part of the door, that he actually left WCW, quit, big contract, went to WWE, but his back was never the same after that. So Ultimate Warrior made his entrance. Smoke filled the ring and all that. Hulk Hogan fought him. Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior spent the first 10 minutes doing a test of strength. They just stood there. Like, that's it. That's all you're going to do for 10 minutes. Just stand there testing test of strength. Hogan won it. Ultimate Warrior hawked up like 5 clotheslines in a row. Then Hogan pulled out of his pocket a piece of paper and a lighter. He was supposed to do like a fireball to the face of Ultimate Warrior. Well, he let the piece of paper that was balled up, and when he tossed it up in the air, it just like flew apart. Like basically take like a snowball in your hand and just throw it up in the air, but it's not solid. It's like loose and it's sprinkles everywhere. Picture that fireball doing that. Man, Ultimate Warrior tried to sell like he got hit in the face, but he wasn't nowhere near it. Then he delivered the running splash. Hogan whipped him with the weight belt. Ultimate Warrior whipped him with the weight belt. Then Horace Hogan came out and delivered a chair shot to the Ultimate Warrior. Hogan won with the atomic leg, won the leg drop. So fans booed that. I remember why, is because the night before that, you just beat up Horace Hogan, kicked him out of the NWO. It was all set up, but man, that match was terrible. First time seeing that match, it was terrible. Oh my jeebus. The main event was Diamond Dallas Page versus Goldberg for the World Championship. I remember this is like watching it on TV. Fans got mad because they ordered the pay-per-view. And WCW, this pay-per-view is 4.5 hours long. It went past the 4.5 hours. So during the outcome of the match, the feed just went off. And people requested refunds. So on the following night show, they showed the match, the outcome of the match. Well, I watched this match. I actually showed you the whole match. They didn't do the whole show's ended thing. DDP took it to Goldberg, like swinging neck breaker, DDT'd him, spine buster Goldberg. Goldberg kept getting up, spine buster, jackhammer, power slam, speared himself into the ring post. DDP clotheslined him down. Goldberg shoulder tackled DDP at one point in the match right out of the ring. Went outside, speared himself into a barricade. Diamond Dallas Page started working on the arm, so when Goldberg went for the jackhammer, his arm was too damaged to hold DDP up. Diamond Dallas Page leapfrogged over Goldberg, who was going for a spear. Goldberg turned around, diamond cutter from DDP. The fans went ballistic in the audience when he hit that diamond cutter. Goldberg kicked out, spear, jackhammer, still your world champion, Goldberg. Overall, Halloween Havoc 1998. It started off really good. Um, and it got good to the match there with Sting and Scott Steiner. After that, it went downhill a little bit. Then picked back up again. Matches of the night for me was Sting, Bret Hart, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash was a good match. Both cruiserweight matches were good. Alex Wright destroying Fit Finley. I like that. So that's 5 matches there I liked. They did not care at all for the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior 2 match. I did not care at all for the Diamond Dallas Page Goldberg match because back then Goldberg was just dominating people left, right, and center, right? So everybody knew going in DDP was not winning the title. The main Wrath match, I just wish one went longer than it did. And Perry Saturn and Lodi, I don't even know why that was on the pay-per-view because that was like a 1-minute match. Jericho Raven, did a great job opening up the pay-per-view. I like WCW Halloween Havoc 1998. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 rating. If you ever watched this pay-per-view, let me know below your favorite matches, what you were rated out of 5, what you liked and did not like of the event. I cannot wait for Halloween Havoc coming up this Sunday. But NXT's No Mercy, NXT sorry Halloween Havoc. I like how they're paying tribute to a WCW pay-per-view every October. I like that. And Triple H doing the same thing with Survivor Series now with War Games pay-per-view. If they're going to choose another WCW pay-per-view to bring back, you know what I'd like to see them bring back? Starrcade. They always have good matches on Starrcade. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.